What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. This video we're going to be basing it around items and what you're going to be building late game, mainly late game rather than early game. But a few comments, and I'll put them on screen, about items and mainly about what items to build after you've built the kind of core-ish items. So after Dead Man's Plate, Spirit Visage, whatever your core items are really, whatever they may be, what do you build afterwards? And obviously I will say the same as I say all the time when it comes to items, and it depends what matchup you're against. If you're against some crazy burst damage team, fucking, I don't know, for example, if you're against someone like I don't know, any champ with some crazy ass burst, Vega, let's just say Vega, right? Some crazy ass burst, you take Darius as one of your last items, for example, right? If you if it's a very sensitive game and it's 50 minutes in, you may want to go ZZ Rot just to put some pressure on the map. You might want to go Righteous Glory to just really come at them like a train. And it depends. So I'm gonna say what I like to build, and then see what you think. So the first main core build that I come to a conclusion on. So the first one is Black Cleaver, Merc Treads, or Ninja Tabby, whatever. The boots kind of depends on what you're against. So Black Cleaver, whatever boots you want. Spirit Visage, Dead Man's, Righteous Glory, and ZZ Rot. I think that's all of them. Hang on. So Black Cleaver, Dead Man's Plate, Spirit Visage, ZZ Rot, Righteous Glory, and whatever boot you want. So if you go that, then that's pretty standard really. I mean, pretty bog standard, whatever. You can substitute Righteous Glory for Sterax. You can substitute ZZ Rot for Randuins. Whatever you want to go, whatever you want to do, whatever suits the game. That's what that's typically what you build items for, to suit the game and the matchup you're against. Sometimes you wouldn't always take it depending on the matchup. You would take it to be selfish. So ZZ Rot is a good example. No, not ZZ Rot. Righteous Glory is a good example, because sometimes if you're so ahead but your team's so behind, you would take Righteous Glory as a selfish item, because you get resets and you could just use Righteous Glory just to smash them. I guess you could say you could use it just to further your snowballing. So we'll go on to the second item build. Now, there's a lot of debate about this in my head, and a lot of people will really disagree with me, but what I will say before I say this is open your mind, expand your mind. Don't ever just be a meta whore. Don't be a meta slave, or whatever you want to call it. Don't just hog on the meta and let the professionals do new builds and stuff. Don't do that, because it doesn't leave you open to change much. But and also in your head you'll have this mindset that you have to be constantly on this bandwagon, that you have to build the same build kind of thing over and over again. And if a professional's not building it, then why would I go it? So never go that. Never have that mindset when you're playing League of Legends, especially when you're on OTP. You have to change your build up your build every now and again. You're playing Darius and you're building the same shit every single fucking game. One, it's going to get boring and tedious. Two, you're going to find that some games that you're against certain matchups and you're just going to get absolutely shit on, because you're building the same items, and the items are just not doing what is needed for the team or you or whatever, your early game, mid game, late game, whatever it is. So here's the second build. I've been trying it out a few times. So it consists of no Black Cleaver. It consists of, consists of Frozen Mallet. There we go, I remembered it. Frozen Mallet, CDR boots, so or whatever they're called, Lonian boots, Lucidity boots, I think. Depending on what the matchup is, it would be a Rush of Frozen Heart, or you would go Aranduans afterwards, and then you'd go Spirit Visage, Sterax or Righteous Glory, and perhaps maybe a ZZ Rot in there somewhere too. It leaves you open to be extremely tanky. It leaves you open to snowballing pretty well, because Frozen Mallet is one of those items where if you're ahead in lane, kind of no matter what they're going to do, they're always going to be getting shit on by you, because you've got a Frozen Mallet. I mean, that's a 40% slow. A 40% slow for, I think it's 1.5 seconds. You know, it's just disgusting. I mean, that's brilliant stuff. I mean, it's brilliant stuff. So that's the build, and you know, in my runes, I've taken I think I've changed them up a bit. No, I made a different set of a different rune page. I was going to try it out, taking out all my AD and putting attack speed in, and it kind of worked, but I've just resorted back to my old rune page. So I'm going to stick with the old rune page with this build. So this build is mainly for teamwork for yourself as well, and it makes you a lot more tanky. A lot more tanky. When you rush Black Cleaver, yeah, it's sweeted. You know, it's all good. You get 50 AD, you get 300 HP. I believe it is. I think it's 300 HP. The passive is amazing. You know, armor shred. Yeah, wicked, awesome. It works well with your bleed. Blah blah blah. Yes, it does. But with Frozen Mallet, you're only losing out on 20 AD, which isn't much, to be honest. You're gaining, right? This is the beast part, right? You're gaining an extra 400 HP. 400. Frozen Mallet gives you 700 HP compared to a 400 HP. I think it's 400 or 300. No, 300 HP Black Cleaver. You lose out on the passive, but who needs the passive? You've got your E shred anyway. You know, your E passive is percentage, is armor shred anyway. So fuck it. You don't fuck it. So there's the second build. So there's two builds for you guys to build. But what I will say is, when it comes to items in the late game, you really need to look at the team you are against. You need to look at your composition, your team composition, and you need to weigh the pros and cons of each item that you're going to build late game. If you're going to build ZZ Rot, you need to weigh the pros and cons. You're going to need to say to yourself, do I really need the active? Do I really need the defenses? Or could I go maybe, I don't know, Aranduans instead, or whatever the case may be? You know, you need to compare the items. You need to think, what is going to be best for me and my team? Late game this is, because obviously a lot of people have been asking me what items to take late game, and what do you take late game? Well, to be honest, I kind of just take the same 3 items, and that's Righteous Glory, ZZ Rot, and Sterax, because I alternate between all 3 of them based on their team and my team composition. So there's just a quick insight into 2 builds for you. I'll put them in a description as well, so you have them clearly down there. I hope this has helped you. I'm going to be trying a few more things with this new build that I'm doing with Frozen Mallet. There's been a few bits that I don't like, and I have changed it up quite a lot. I was going Merc Treads, and I've changed it to CDR boots, because the cooldown on summoners and abilities is freaking amazing, dude. I mean, if in your masteries, if you take the cooldown, the 15% cooldown on your summoner spells as well, then you're missing out on like 50 seconds on your ghost, and like something stupid like 70 or 80 seconds on your flash. And you've got your flash and ghost up, which is the primary and key thing for Darius. You know, especially when you get to higher elos, you're gonna need flash, you're gonna need ghost. That's your engaging potential, right? So anyway, right, there's your 2 builds before I rant on, really do rant on. There's your 2 builds. I'm going to put them in the description. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, of course. And if you didn't like the video, which I'm pretty certain many of you fucking won't like it, thumbs it down. I don't give a fuck. Give me your thoughts in the description. I want you to think of maybe some little twists that we can put on this build, guys. Come on. give me some ideas about different builds, not boring generic builds. You know, I want you guys to take out Black Cleaver. I want you guys to take out Trinity Force. I want you to give me some ideas and examples of full builds that you think that I could go, and I will try them out as long as they're not trolly or anything, right? So give me a comment, give me your thoughts on it, and yeah, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and to see more. And fucking yeah, man, keep dunking, guys. Peace out.